Okay, good morning, everybody. It's Larsen Live. It is August 17th, and how are we all doing today? We opened up with the slightly unfortunately named Lynch Mob with Wicked Sensation. Of course, the band is named after former Dokken guitarist George Lynch. As I've said many times, sometimes I just want that mindless dude rock. And it is actually kind of relevant to today because the fair sex came up again and all the stupid ways that our circle of the internet brings up the fair sex. But first of all, let's discuss a couple of things going on in the Halleck household. Last week, you may have heard a loud, pained yelp going on about 45 minutes into the stream. Your ears are not deceive you. That was a dog. I ran over the dog's tail. The Hallecks have a dog. I would bring her up to say hello, but she's being groomed right now. So she's a little busy. Yeah, she's very cute, and I love her dearly. Now, I say that, of course, to humanize myself because I am a machine of just spite and snark and video game references. But occasionally I like to remind you people that I am, in fact, a person. Secondly, I have hopefully moved in a way that my voice is clearer than it usually is. I had to move the old PS3 controller out of the way. I'm in the midst of playing Dark Souls, and every time I play it, I am very vigorously reminded that the Souls series is not made for men who have wives or families or any social interaction at all. Gee, Namco Bandai, let's take this really hard dungeon crawling game and not give it a pause button, because that makes a lot of sense. I'm playing, and then all of a sudden, I'm getting my ass handed to me by some, knight or whatever. And it's like, Larsen, I gotta go take the dog out for a walk. Yeah, I'm getting fustigated. Can you just give me a few minutes? And then inevitably, I die and have to go back to the bonfire, and then I can finally do my business. But yes, Dark Souls is fun, despite the difficulty. I beat Demon Souls. I'm not gonna let this one get me down. But yes, Pointy Throat asked, did I beat the Asylum Demon yet? Isn't that the first boss? Yeah, I beat the Asylum Demon. I actually uh, I actually just beat the Undead Parish with the Bell Gargoyle twins. I beat them. Yeah, the game is actually substantially easier once you get yourself a ranged weapon, which I did. Got myself a crossbow, and I used it to snipe my way to soften up the enemies before I charge into battle. It was a very long time ago I beat Demon Souls, and yeah, I had to kind of shake the Souls rust off, so to speak. And I learned pretty quick that if you rush in, guns a-blazing, you will get your ass absolutely demolished. The game is basically, the whole franchise is basically tailor-made for the meticulous autist. And again, not for men with families. Anyway, yes, the fair sex came up quite a few times, including Animation Twitter was having a furious debate over whether or not Lisa Simpson is a good person. We will get to that near the end because I found it pretty interesting. But yeah, let's kind of tie into the whole like dude rock thing. And let's talk about how the online right wingers are really creepy and weird about women. First of all, looking at the comments, Pointy Throat says the real easy mode of Dark Souls is the Black Knight's halberd. I haven't gotten to that yet, but I did get the Drake's sword by sniping the dragon's tail like 30 times. And that makes my life substantially easier. So maybe I'll get that Black Knight halberd at some point. Yeah, when I was in the Firelink Shrine, I didn't really understand how to get to the undead burg, so I was going to the graveyard instead, and I just got my ass destroyed on multiple occasions. Anyway, yeah, let's talk about the broads. Sorry, quoting Bill Burr there. Yeah, 1 second. Yes, the loveliest lady of all is telling me she's listening as she gads about the house. But yes, anyway, everybody's favorite creepy right-wing gremlin, Richard Hanania, has really been going kind of insane lately over, of all things, uh, sorority initiation videos. He's like, he's posted like at least 5 or 6 videos of exactly what it sounds like videos of, such and such sorority, typically SEC sororities. They put out these little TikToks where they, dance around and, whatever. It's kind of advertising the organization. It's a bunch of nice looking ladies, doing synchronized dance routines. And he is really upset at this for some reason. Let's just go down the list at seeing what old Richie boy has to say about the sorority broads. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Sorority recruitment sure has changed over the years. He doesn't like the current rush recruitment videos. He says that, and I quote, girls are stealing dance videos from black institutions and not even giving them credit. I wasn't aware that the concept of synchronized dancing was totally a black thing. You do know there are black sororities, sir. Number 3. At least this one has one Asian girl in the front line. This is progress. I find it disturbing that these white sororities feel so little obligation to connect the particular harms that their institutions have inflicted on African Americans. I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, how many lynch mobs were run by sororities? Yeah, I'm sure the Delta Zetas were stringing up, black petty criminals back in the day. I say sarcastically. Yeah, he's really like furious about this whole concept. Dare I say, like a middle-aged man being really like angrily obsessed with sorority girls. It's giving a very like Harry Powell kind of Ted Bundy vibe, which I can't say I'm particularly impressed by. I really don't see what the problem is. A few months ago, there was that whole LSU sorority thing where they were dancing around and a bunch of undersexed middle-aged men were going on about how degeneracy. It's degenerate. And I really don't understand what the problem is. Like, breaking news. Young girls will spontaneously do synchronized dance routines if you give them the chance. Like, have you never been around young women before, sir? Like, I'm a teacher. Like, I had to stop them from doing their little TikTok dances. Like, at least twice a day. Girls like to dance. This is a thing. You put a bunch of little boys together, they're going to start, like, wrestling around and punching each other. Again, I speak from experience. Because, I was a child, and I'm not going to do the fucking Annabelle Lee thing. Because this is really stupid. It's like, yeah, little boys punch each other. Little girls dance around. Shocking. I will never understand this idea of, like, just seeing, like, young girls dancing around and just besought with furious anger. Like, this degeneracy. Fucking asshole. Like, okay. Ponythroat's the only person talking, but that's good. Ponythroat says, the Drake's sword is a noob trap. Looks good on the surface with its high base damage, but has no scaling with stats. Most other things actually outperform it with any level of stat or upgrade investment. I mean, perhaps, but like, considering that I got that sword on the 2nd level, I'm pretty satisfied with it. Also, yes, I'm playing Dark Souls like 10 years after everybody else did. I know. I'm sure I'll find better weapons at some point in the game. Anyway, I've also, speaking of Dark Souls, I've also kind of decided that if I ever need to have a more politically correct term for brappies, like the Hollow Men is actually a pretty decent one because they're all soulless like meat automatons who just have this mindless urge to destroy. Ponyfoot says, speaking of stealing dance moves from black people and doing it badly, are you going to cover the Olympics? Well, we discussed the Olympics last week and the week before. I mean, yeah, Ray Gun and her breakdancing was pretty damn bad. But we all know that. Again, like these sorority recruitment videos, they're not even badly done. I mean, would it, obviously, I can't join a sorority for obvious reasons, but I mean, would it entice me to join? Probably not, but I could not care less seeing these videos. It's like looking at a bench. It's like, I could not possibly care less. Pointy Throat says just Hollows, not Hollow Men. Hollow Men was the early 2000s Visible Man remake. Yes, my apologies. I know, I feel like Hollow Men sounds better. I know it's not technically their name, but, whatever. Staying on the topic at hand, Ponythroat asks, do teachers need bags of wrenches to hurl at students who start doing TikTok challenges, like the coach from Dodgeball? Yes, rest in peace, Patches O'Houlihan. Valentina says, women have fun. Terminally online losers get mad. Yes, they do. Valentina says, punching builds character for guys. Yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't want to do some, like, Mars and Venus gender thing, but it's kind of true. Like, you put a bunch of little boys together, like, they will start, like, hitting each other with sticks and, like, wrestling around and stuff. Little girls will dance around and do little, like, routines. It's what they do. But yeah, I don't know. Even when I was at my most incel back in the day, like, I don't know, I never could find it in myself to, like, get furiously angry at, like, women, like, having fun. And I say that as somebody who was certainly not one of the cool kids who, was hanging around with the girls who do these sorts of things. Absolutely not. Anyway, I'm going to put up a picture of Richard Hanania's weird little goblin face just to show you why this guy probably doesn't like seeing, cute girls dancing around. He's mad because he was never part of that that whole affair, and he's really mad. Yeah, can't imagine why this guy hates seeing cute girls. Ponythroat says, Ray Gun out there doing the windshield wiper on the mat. Yes, nothing that says breakdancing like weird V-sits. C-Punk Messiah, referring to the Hollows from Dark Souls, says, not only that, they also probably fight by flailing sharp objects with wild abandon. Yeah, probably. Valentina says, what about the Hollow Men from the T.S. Eliot poem? I mean, I was considering that, but that's probably way too much of an intellectual reference to refer to, like, low IQ bugmen. But yeah, Richard Hanania, yeah, he wasn't getting invited to the frat party, if you know what I mean. Wait a minute, I think I deleted something that I wasn't supposed to delete? Crap, I think I deleted my chat thing. Oh, yeah, I'm not doing good today. 1 second here. Let's put that chat box back. Okay. Yeah, why did I delete my chat box? I was not smart, Larsen. Ponythroat says Richard Hernia. Yeah, he probably does have herniated discs, or I don't know, in general. Yeah, here I go. I'm still watching these stupid sorority TikToks. Rush today versus Rush when I was in college. Okay, so one is dancing around and one is just two girls opening a door to see dancing around. I know, I feel like this is kind of what you expect. I know, I'll never find it in me to be angry at, like, basic blonde bimbos dancing around. Are they my kind of girl? No. But I could not possibly care less. But no, it's degeneracy. Me. Yeah, speaking of the ladies and the gentlemen, there's probably a reason why some men are getting really angry at dancing sorority girls. A poll went out where men were asked, when was the last time you asked a woman in person for a date on the street, in a bar, at school, whatever? 45% of men aged 18 to 25 have never approached a woman in person. Never. Yeah, perhaps we can understand why men are so angry nowadays. Now, I'm not going to pretend like, even when I was single, like, cold approaching really worked. It only worked for me literally one time, where it was a total success from, meeting to doing the business. But, like, I don't know. The fact that almost 50% of men have never done such a thing, they're just kind of like huddling in their little goon caves, whacking off, that's a problem. And then they're just going to get really mad that, Bostwick and Chad are going to be having sex with all the sorority girls. There's nothing impossible to he who will try, but you're not even trying. And that's a problem. Anyway, with regards to the whole sorority thing, you know, I can hear my wife just kind of slowly laughing in the background. Obviously, being from South Africa, she, is not super well versed in the intricacies of the American educational system, but I did make her watch Animal House, so I feel like she has the basics down. Okay, let's check out the comments here. Liam Roddy says, "Hey now, women dancing? Outrageous." Shinseki Evan asks, "I can't blame men for being afraid of sexual harassment." Punk Messiah says, "I cannot fathom the fragility of a man's mind who considered dancing degeneracy." Ponthroat says, "They need to do more Vince Kelvin maxing." Daphne says, "Wow, taking objectifying women to a whole new level." Not me, of course, but, the extremely online right-wingers who fanatically hate, dancing ladies. Yes, there are very, very bad people out there in the world, my love. And unfortunately, we can't deal with that. The degeneracy, me. Yes, yeah, we need more Vince Kelvin. That's for damn sure, I say sarcastically. He's one of the PU a-holes that I discussed many years ago. Yes, I know I promised there would be videos, but, Dark Souls is taking up my time. Sorry. Yeah, but Shinseki Evans says men are afraid of being sexually, accused of being sexual harassing. I don't know, it's funny, like, I, even when I was cold approaching, I never got hassled for sexual harassment, except for this one time where I was out for a run, and I, said hello to a lady, and she started screaming at me about how, like, I'm going to be alone for the rest of my life and I don't get laid. But, aside from that, I never got harassed. Maybe I'm too good looking that I won't get sued for sexual harassment. Only ugly guys get arrested for sexual harassment, I say jokingly. My wife says, "I do not gad about, I clean." Yeah, I know, but I didn't want to, I don't know, I guess I didn't want to make it seem like you were cleaning and working around the house while I was live streaming. If this were some kind of asshole stream, some guys would be like, "Yeah, man, you get that bitch in the kitchen cleaning." But, I'm not about that. And my audience isn't about that either. I guess I want to sound more egalitarian here. C-Punk Messiah says, referring to himself being a porn artist and being in the Rule 34 community, you witness some serious degeneracy. Like those weirdos who are obsessed with big black cocks or those cunts draw porn of jaded animation. Yes, I try to avoid that community, and yet it forces itself into my mind. And by my mind, I mean my Twitter feed. Ponythroat says the first step to avoid being falsely accused of sexual harassment is don't be ugly. Well said. Liam Roddy says the young men is, I presume he means the problem with young men is they're coddled infants whose real problem attracting women is they don't know how to be gentlemanly and charming. Charm will take you a lot further with women than most men realize. Well said. So yes, the ladies are, acting a bit up this past week. Obviously men are reacting to the ladies in very stupid ways, but also the ladies are not to be outdone. There was a chess scandal. A lady chess player from the Russian Chess Federation was suspended by the RCF and is reportedly facing prison time after she poisoned her rival during a tournament. Amina Abakarova, a 40-year-old chess coach from Makashkala in the Republic of Dagestan, is accused of trying to poison her rival, 30-year-old Maigana Osmanova. The incident occurred during the Dagestan Chess Championship on August 2nd, according to a Telegram channel. Okay. So basically, Abakarova walked over to the board where they were going to play. Osmanova was not there yet. She then smeared mercury onto her enemy's chess pieces, hoping for skin contact poisoning. Osmanova said she began feeling unwell 30 minutes later, complaining of nausea and dizziness. Okay, they reviewed the security camera footage, and Abakarova was detained. Abakarova admitted personal hostility towards Osmanova, who had a week earlier won the Dagestan Rapid Chess Championship above her on tiebreaks. Rapid chess being where you have 10 seconds to move. So we have like the little stop clocks. I actually entered a rapid chess tournament once. I won one match and then was immediately knocked out. Okay. She's facing up to 3 years in prison. And she is potentially facing a lifetime ban from professional chess. So yes, not to be outdone by men being creepy and weird about women, women are also being absolutely crazy. I mean, not all women, just like chess playing women. I don't know. She doesn't look like the most pleasant person in the world. Let me just pull up a picture of this lady. Yeah, she looks a bit mean-spirited, this one. Let me just pull this up. Yeah, she kind of looks like somebody who would poison her rival. Looking at the comments here, Shinseki Evans says, I've noticed that in the media, men hitting on women is portrayed negatively. Yeah, kind of. Seapunk Messiah says, the Rule 34 community is not for the faint of heart nor for the faint of butt. Also, you'd be surprised at how many right-wingers love cuck and penis humiliation porn. Yes. That is a thing. Ponythroat asks, or says, I assume it was not elemental mercury, but a toxic mercury compound, like methyl mercury. I mean, it was literally mercury she broke open a thermometer to get. So, I'm not a chemist. I don't know what kind of mercury that is specifically. Ponythroat then says, if you want to cheat at chess, just hide a few queens up your sleeve like a normal person. I mean, you can't really do that unless you do a pawn promotion. But yes, the 40-year-old chess assassin in question, yeah, I don't know, she just looks kind of angry, and she seems like somebody who would poison somebody. Not to be a physiognomist here, but what can I say? Liam Roddy says, I was laughing my ass off at the far right media having a field day with the female Olympian who posted her BF after winning. Yeah, that was it was a Chinese woman, right? Yeah, I remember that. But yeah, the Olympics is over, but it's still a little crazy. Speaking of China, China, if I recall correctly, I think they were tied with the United States for overall medal count. But China is pulling some shenanigans to claim that like they won because they say, well, if you count like overseas Chinese like Taiwan and Singapore, and you put them together, we have more medals. And also, if we split America into black and white people, then we win. I don't think that's fair, to be quite honest. And it's really circumlocucious. I don't know. I think China should be very happy with what they did, as should the United States. China, of course, kicked ass in the weightlifting as they always do, including Liu Huanhua, aka Giga Chad. He won the gold as expected. The United States also medaled for the first time in 40 years in men's weightlifting. Also, they won gold in female team weightlifting. But let's bring on the men. I don't know. Each country did very well in different sports, and I think they should be happy with what they achieved. Shinseki Evans says China can get fucked. Yeah, I don't care for the Chi comments myself. C Punk Messiah says it just goes to show you that ugly thoughts affect how you look on the outside. Indeed. I mean, at the risk of sounding a bit like a grody weirdo, I mean, she's not a bad looking woman, that Dagestani woman, but, she's just has pure malevolence in her heart, and it makes her look ugly. Liam Roddy says Taiwan is a country. Yes, it is. Fight me, Xi Jinping. Yes, screw Winnie the Pooh. Ponythroat says that would be very ineffective poison. Pure metal mercury is not fast acting and poorly absorbed through the skin. Well, that's what Bakarova did. She's a chess champion. She's not a chemist. Or nor is she a Fu Manchu-esque master poisoner. Valentinus of the Forest says mercury-covered chess pieces sounds like something out of a spy novel. Yes. I'm surprised like James Bond never had to encounter shit like that. Then again, James Bond, of course, prefers cards rather than chess for his gaming. James Bond also sleeps in the nude, but that's neither here nor there. I mean, so do I, but I don't brag about it. But yeah, let's talk about the Olympics. Besides, yes, to go back to the China thing, yes, if you include Hong Kong and Taiwan, China actually clears the United States. Each country, I believe, had 40 gold medals, but China would have 44 if you included overseas Chinese. And if you split America up into Africa and the Anglo-Saxons and Jews, that is a direct quote from them, then America would only have 28 and 11. Again, that's a bit silly. Yeah, also speaking of the Olympics, yes, Ray Gunn, an Australian lady, basically bluffed and scammed her way into the Olympics, where she made a complete ass of herself and basically torpedoed any chance of breakdancing being an Olympic event. Yeah, this whole thing is like a farce. So first of all, the IOC, old Dick Pound and friends, they originally wanted to have ballroom dance as a demonstration sport. Then they were like, no, the young whippersnappers, they don't care about ballroom dance. They want breakdancing. So something from 40 years ago as opposed to 90 years ago. I'm just imagining all Avery Brundage like scowling in like racist fury at the thought of breakdancing ever being in the Olympics. Also, yeah, making jokes about commissioners of the International Olympic Committee. That's going to get the audience, Larsen. So, yeah, anyway, each country signed up their breakdance team. This Ray Gunn has a PhD. I mean, she basically is like the meme. She's like a PhD in like intersectional dance theory. And basically, she set up I think it was like her husband was like running the selection committee, so of course she got chosen. And then she just bumble fucks on the world stage and embarrasses herself, embarrassing the Commonwealth of Australia. You know, I don't want to cast aspersions on anybody, but I can't help but feel like if you have a PhD in dance, shouldn't you be able to dance? Like, if you have a PhD in music theory, I would expect you to be able to A, play an instrument, and B, like be able to write music. Like how does one get a PhD in breakdance theory or whatever it is? Pointy Throat says if you combined all white countries, they would probably win over China. Well, yeah, I mean, definitely. Pointy Throat says Reagan was trying to bring awareness to muscular dystrophy. Well, I'm certainly aware of it now. Yeah, that was embarrassing. And Australia should feel pretty bad about it. Okay, so let's stop picking on the ladies for a bit, and yeah, let's bring on the men. Some good news and bad news happened. We got a lot to talk about. Okay, in my home state of New Jersey, shocking news. New Jersey bus driver beats the absolute shite out of an unruly, aggressive passenger. So, what happened here? There was, some hood rat was confronting a bus driver. Uh, he was, stepping up to him. The bus driver had enough and just started kicking the guy's ass. Now, this is probably going to disappear from the main news feeds because there's no, racial assault angle. Both the driver and the, brappy shitbag are black. But good. I'm good. We should have more of this. The brappies need to be fustigated. Yeah, this guy's doing pretty good. He's like, spreading his weight out. He's ground and pounding, taking him down. Bet this guy probably has a little martial arts training. You beware the fury of a middle-aged man trying to do his job. Like, give this man a medal. Like, I cannot celebrate this enough. No guns, no killing, just brappies getting the absolute shit kicked out of him. Maybe this shitbag will get a job and like clean himself up. Probably not, but he might. Unfortunately, this guy will probably get fired because the New Jersey state government is defensive of the brappies. Give me 1 second, please. Let me. Hey, sorry about the interruption. Liam Roddy says she didn't win in competition. There's a video of that competition where she danced better than what she saw. But she wasn't even the best out of the Australians competing for a spot. Ponythroat says she's called a ray gun because she wants to demonstrate what being hit by a poorly charged phaser for 2 minutes looks like. Well, they should have called her taser then. You know, taser face. But yes, let's celebrate, feral shitbags being beaten down. We need more of this. All Americans, all good, working, sensible Americans of all races need to start fighting brappies. Total brappy death now. Yes, moving on from that. Let's go to some science news. Science and archaeology is afoot. Okay, breaking news from Mars. NASA has detected evidence of huge reservoirs of liquid water beneath the surface of Mars. Scientists believe that groundwater could cover the whole planet to a depth of 1 mile. So, yeah, Edgar Rice Burroughs was right. The lost sea of Chorus is upon us. Once again, the pulp fiction writers win and the scientists lose. And personally, I'm ready to go into Barsoom and strap on a sword. I don't know about you, but I am. Now, in archaeology news, on the other hand, archaeologists in Mexico City have made a spine-chilling discovery that has sent shockwaves through the archaeological community. I mean, it shouldn't, but it does because archaeologists are annoying little bugmen. The unearthing of the Huizompantli, an ancient Aztec tower of human skulls. Okay? This has at least 603 human skulls stacked and cemented together. Believed to be one of many towers that adorn the Aztec capital of Tenochtitlan, the Huizompantli stands as a chilling testament to the rituals and practices of these ancient peoples. This grim archaeological find offers a jarring glimpse into the darker aspects of Aztec culture, the scale and nature of their practices involving human sacrifice and human remains. The discovery has profoundly impacted the archaeological community's understanding of Aztec society and the often brutal realities of pre-Columbian Mesoamerican civilizations. Well, I mean, we actually knew about these things. In fact, the colonizers reported these things, but of course they ignored them and they just tried to pretend that they were dancing around and never fought anybody. Because of course they were. And fun fact, the high priest of the Aztec religion wanted, terrified children crying before they sacrificed them because that made it better somehow. Yeah, fun fact, you know why the Spanish could conquer the Aztecs so quickly? Because they had thousands upon thousands of other tribes who hated the Aztecs who would work with them. Again, this was not surprising, but everyone's going to pretend that it was surprising because people are really stupid. They just want to dance around and pretend nothing bad ever happened until white people came and, let's just look at pot shards again. La, 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 I don't want to listen to you. I don't care about sacrifices. Pot shards. Okay. Liam Roddy says, how much water is that in BRAP units? I don't know. Dawn Possession says, my mates call me Donkey. Liam Roddy says, honey, fetch my battle axe. Part of it says, there, Aztec ruins. What were you expecting? Aztecs were known for being kind of sus. Well, I talked about this a while back, but in Peru, they found some sacrificial chamber, and everybody was really intent to not talk about it because, it's colonialist. Because apparently it's better to just pretend like these things didn't happen in Mesoamerica. Shinseki Evans says the colonizers ended a lot of horrific barbarism. Yes, they did. If they had been real archaeologists and they found a Tower of Skulls, it would have been like horrifying, but also badass. I mean, that's my personal reaction. But I'm not some noodle-armed bug boy archaeologist. So, I have these sort of red-blooded, boyish reaction to these sort of things, which they are trying really hard to beat out of young boys. They're trying to keep boys from getting into archaeology because they might be into, bloodthirsty, brutal empires and warriors and such, and we can't have that. Mm. Liam Roddy says, we destroyed barbarism with more barbarism. Yes, of course, let's certainly not deny the barbarism of the colonizer, but also let's not pretend that the Indians were dancing about the trees, because they certainly were not. Yeah, there's quite a lot of like real barbarism going on in the cold sort of, what do you call it? The cold sort of corporate way, which we'll get to in a little bit. But yes, let's move on from that. Going to the UK, of course, the riots are still going on. They're still trying to extradite Americans who are posting shit posts about it. And the BBC Radio 4 is currently doing a segment on George Orwell, and how he was a creepy misogynist and you shouldn't listen to him. Yeah, just he was a sexist, so therefore just ignore the fact that you're becoming, 1984 right now. You're becoming Oceania. Yeah, breaking news. Writer born in the 1910s might be a bit racist. Or, I'm sorry, sexist, not racist. Speaking of shitlib insanity, something went a bit viral on the Twitters. A video was posted of a group of marine biologists. We're going from archaeology and astronomy to biology now. Marine biologists posted a viral video of them cleaning barnacles off the sea turtles. They're just digging in there. They're just using a screwdriver, ripping off those barnacles, and then scraping it clean. A Nikki Kaga says, ethically, this is rather interesting. Is it right to kill thousands of animals to improve the life quality of one animal? Yeah, so in other words, these people, they see barnacles being scraped off a turtle and they feel bad for the barnacles. Yes, breaking news. Shitlibs identify with, disgusting mollusk parasites or crustacean parasites, as opposed to a normal person who feels relief for the turtles. I mean, look, I have my issues with, charismatic megafauna, the whole concept of people only protecting, like, the cute animals. But, come on, they're fucking barnacles, okay? The sea turtles are endangered. Let me look up how endangered the green sea turtle is. Okay, let's see. Yeah, they're endangered. They're not critically endangered, but they are endangered. Old Chelonia mitis. You know how endangered barnacles are? Not. There are 1,500 barnacle species out there, and they're going to do just fine. They're disgusting, filter feeding, bottom feeding parasites, and they'll do fine. In fact, I don't even think that scraping them off is going to kill them. I mean, can't they? I don't know if they can reattach to, a piece of wood or something. But I'm sure the barnacles will be fine. One second. Okay, Valentinus of the Forest says the Aztecs are the Klingons of the Americas. I mean, I think the Comanches would have a few words to say about that assertion, but yes, they were certainly Klingon-esque. Oh, and speaking of the Klingons, the Klingon battle cry was taken from the Lakota Sioux, but that's a whole different thing. Ponythroat says, we found some corn tortillas by this altar of dead infants. What do these tortillas say about this peaceful society? Ponythroat says, I don't ignore George Orwell because he's a misogynist. I ignore him because he writes with fists of ham. Oh, I think Orwell's okay as a writer. Ponythroat says, bear in mind, lots of turtle scraping and other animal rescue videos are faked for views. Ponythroat clarifies that barnacles, once they're sessile, they will die, but who cares? Yeah, like there's more than 1,000 different barnacle species, and barnacles are edible. At least some of them are. I mean, if you really want to be ecologically friendly, just fry them up in a paella or something. But we got to care about the barnacles more than the turtles. I don't know. Obviously, I don't want to refer to all left wingers because not all of them are stupid like this. But there's a certain type of online shit lib who's like, the whole like actually, like that is their entire philosophy. It's actually, like, you got to be a contrarian shit ass. Oh no! Won't somebody please think of the barnacles? Yes, somebody said it best. Barnacles are an indicator species. When they appear in large quantities, it suggests a healthy marine environment with lots of food and surfaces to attach to. They start as free-swimming larvae and they travel until they find a bountiful environment. When they find the sustainable zone, they attach themselves to a system and grow an outer shell. Too many barnacles leads to a phenomenon called biofouling. They accumulate in such large numbers that they weigh down, whales and turtles and ships. It makes sense that a leftist would have a moral panic about removing the biofouling from a great noble creature, because most of them are human barnacles. Ugly little parasites that latch onto well-functioning systems and leech them off until they're removed. Yeah, kind of. This is kind of the same idea where it's like, remember a few months ago, people were like, the Starship Troopers, actually the bugs are the good guys. Like, yes, Starship Troopers was a satire of fascist government. Just because the humans are bad, that doesn't mean the bugs are good. I don't understand what could be in someone's mind where they see some like ugly little like barnacle or bug and like, hey man, that's me. Ponythroat says, sessile life forms, like a Reddit mod. Yes, well said. There's another thread that comes up periodically on my Twitter feed where it's just like when Redditors post their houses and like pictures of their rooms, it's just like the most disgusting, like black mold encrusted filth you can imagine. I don't know why that keeps happening. Let's see, what else do we got here? Now, talking about the bus thing from a while back, I'm sure that guy went through a shitty public school. And speaking of public schools being shit, schools are removing analog clocks because the teenagers cannot tell the time. Why are analog clocks so difficult to tell time for? It's a clock. You should learn this in like kindergarten. I know how to read clocks by then. Hey man, why don't we just get all digital clocks? Because digital clocks don't look good. I mean, I have like digital clocks and things, but sometimes I want the analog stuff. There's artistry in analog clocks. There's no art in the digital. Not to be outdone by stupid students, school employees are also pretty shit. In Illinois, a school worker was sentenced to 9 years in prison for stealing $1.5 million worth of chicken wings. Out of curiosity, how many wings is that? Let's look this up. Okay, the average price of chicken wings. Let's see. So it's about $2.60 per pound for wholesale prices. I guess that's uncooked. Let's see, cooked, prepared, and seasoned wings. Because let's say $10 per pound if you buy them at a restaurant prepared. So this lady approximately stole 150,000 pounds of chicken. I mean, was this over like 1 year? Or was it over her career? Like, I need more details here. Let's open this story up. Okay. Oh, fucking ad block. I mean, I enjoy chicken myself, but not that much. Okay, food service director for the Illinois school district was sentenced to 9 years in prison stealing chicken. She placed orders for the chicken wings with Gordon Food Services, the provider for the district, from July 2020 to February 2022. She billed the district while she kept the food. 11,000 cases of chicken wings, picking it up in a van and then bringing them home. So, I mean, efficient in a simple way. And yeah, I guess it makes a little more sense. I was kind of imagining she was just putting it in her purse or something. But yeah, chicken's good, but it's not that damn good. Okay. C-Punk Messiah says, it's getting harder to criticize the left without people making assumptions because the right-wingers are so crazy that people instantly accuse you of being one of them if you criticize them. Yeah, I agree. That was not incoherent, C-Punk Messiah. Pony Throat says, I drank Baja Blast for the first time yesterday. Actually, pretty good. I mean, I try not to drink Mountain Dew. Shinseki Evans says, I will only use sundials. Valentina says that Nixie tube clocks look pretty cool. I don't know what that is. Oh, those like kind of neon ones. Yeah, those are pretty cool. Pony Throat says, in case you're wondering, it was a POC who stole the chicken wings. Well, I mean, yes, but Pony Throat says this is less a case of chicken theft, more of chicken fraud. Yeah, this is it's like chicken wire fraud, basically, or I don't know what it would be like. Misappropriation of funds. Yeah, it's kind of funny. At least I found it funny. Let's see, what else do we have going on? Yeah, not to be outdone by the public schools, the FBI is lowering recruitment standards. Okay, an alarming deterioration in recruitment standards has been exposed in a report delivered to the House. Diversity, inclusion, and equity requirements pushed by Chris Wray, FBI director, have degraded recruitment standards in all areas like physical fitness, drug use, financial irregularities, mental health, integrity, work experience. The report cites cases of new agents who are so fat and unfit they can't even pass the new fitness standards. They are illiterate. They don't want to work weekends. They have serious mental health issues and create drama. Yeah, I don't know who Chris Wray is, but we need to bring back William S. Sessions there. You know, the winners don't use drugs guy. He needs to come back. I mean, if you wanted to overthrow the government, now's your chance because they're getting fatter and stupider. Yeah, when you lower the recruitment standards, it's really funny when you get like, you think it's going to be like Police Academy, but it ends up being like the later police academies. I kind of ran out of steam on that one. Ponythroat clarifies it was chicken embezzlement. Yes. Kind of bridging the gap between history and entertainment news, something went also viral on the Twitters. A German Bundeswehr general was analyzing the Russia-Ukraine conflict, and he got really, really excited talking about battles going on in Kursk. I will let you draw your own conclusions. Probably popped a couple Pervitins before he did this analysis. Popped a little Panzer Chocolade, if you know what I mean. Yeah, don't know what else to say about that. There's a lot of more stupid crap going on in the world. So let me just open up some things. I'm just going to plow through the last few dealies here. Oh, yeah, in the tech world, some lady tech CEO says that we're going to pay monthly subscription fees for using a mouse. You're going to really love that. No, I won't love that. No one's paying a damn subscription fee for a mouse, you bitch. Like, you know, if you do that, I'm going to bring back, like, I'll pull out a goddamn Commodore 64 and use that, because at least that didn't charge you a monthly fee. I mean, I remember when computers had, like, disk drives and USB ports. My computer has none of those things. And, yeah, I can't say I approve of this, nickel and diming Skinner box crap. So good. You gotta pay the fee, wagey. Yeah, I won't be doing that. Logitech confirms that it's not going to happen following a massive backlash. I guess they were just throwing this out as like a potential goal, and people were so furious at it, they kind of shut it down. Ponythroat says those arcade games should have said winners don't play video games. Yeah, kind of true. Ponythroat says my computer has a floppy drive and a COM port. I don't know if Larsen knows what a COM port is. I'm sure I've seen it. I just can't imagine it. Yes, it's the ones with the pins. Yes, I didn't know the name, but once I looked it up, I knew what it was. Let's see. Okay, so in Wages posting L's news, Amazon sent this to their employees. I promise I will not kill myself hanging, shooting, etc. during the holidays. I affirm. Yes, joke's on you, Jeff Bezos. You can't stop me. I mean, I only worked for Amazon for about a month and a half, but I certainly felt like I wanted to kill myself. But that's neither here nor there. You know, like, dare I say, like, if you have to ask that of your employees, you probably should take a step back and look at your business practices. Check out some comments here. A cheap mouse costs less than $10 anyway. Why bother? Indeed. Ponythroat says, the pins with the pins that is not VGA. Yes, I've used many of both in my life. I mean, I know there's a lot of guys who collect like old computers and fiddle with them. I actually collect old tools like hand drills and things. So I understand the appeal. All right, let's get to the pop culture side of things. From The Gamer, stop using mods to make female characters prettier. Referring to Baldur's Gate 3 and other, other modding games. How about no? Oh, how dare you make, women look good? Oh, but I'm sure if you want, if you, I'm sure you'd be down with modding games so all the men are little twink boys get bent over and pounded in the ass. I'm sure that's what you want. And God forbid people have fun. And of course, the lady who wrote this article, Stacey Henley, is some hatchet-faced schoolmarm because of course she is. Yeah, I don't know why she would have a problem with like big titty bitches. You think you hate game journalists, but you don't. You don't hate them enough, I should say. Seapunk Messiah says that's why FF14 remains king. Ponythroat says, why would working for Amazon make you want to kill yourself, not your employer? All the people with balls work at the Postal Service? Perhaps. I mean, Amazon makes you walk through like metal detectors first thing when you get there. So I think they know like how bad the conditions are, and like they're taking every goddamn precaution to make sure going postal does not, in fact, occur. All right, leaving video games beside and going to the movies. Disney really took it in the shorts today. This week, I should say, based on two stories. Disney is trying to get a wrongful death lawsuit from a grieving husband tossed out of court because he signed up to Disney Plus. So what happened was a husband and wife went to a Disney Springs restaurant. It's a Disney resort. His wife suffered an allergic reaction. She died. The husband tried to sue the company, but Disney insisted that the husband agreed to arbitrate all disputes with the studio when he signed up for a 1-month trial of Disney Plus. So, in other words, you sign up for Disney Plus, you didn't read the fine print, loser, so you can't sue us for your wife dying of an allergic reaction. You know, this was literally an episode of South Park, just FYI, where Kyle doesn't read the iPad, user agreement, so he ends up getting put into a human centipede. Yeah, I will not be signing up for Disney Plus. Like there's always the old jokes about like Disney suing kids who put pictures of Mickey Mouse on their lemonade stands back in the day, but I don't even think they would have gone that far back then. Like, yeah, like I mean, I don't know how much good a boycott can do with such a massive company, but yeah, fuck Disney, or at least the branch of like lawyer corporate suits who ruin everything. I mean, they've run multiple franchises into the ground, so just fuck the whole company. Ponythroat says, pretty sure the metal detectors are to prevent theft, not rope. C-Punk Messiah says, funny enough, I found that my big titty art seems to be unintentionally feminist approved. I was told because I give the ladies some meat on the bones. I don't draw twigs. Yes, I mean, quite, believe it or not, quite a few women do feel empowerment when they see, like, large bosomed, like, bombshells being drawn. It's only like the weirdo, extremely online people who got upset about this. But yeah, speaking of Disney boning it once again, the first trailer for their live-action remake of Snow White shows the seven dwarves returning to being dwarves after Peter Dinklage raised a stink about it. And for those of you who don't remember, Peter Dinklage got really mad. It's like about dwarves being dwarves, and he basically pulled the ladder out from his fellows. So they were replaced by indeterminate magical beings of various sizes and genders. That sparked a massive backlash. The dwarves are back, and the trailer still looks like absolute dog shit. Mainly because Rachel Ziegler's Snow White there. She doesn't like cook or clean or anything, which she did in the original movie, as, thanks for letting her stay in their house, she just kind of goes in and makes them clean and cook for her. Like, bitch, these guys spent 10 hours in the mines. They're not in the mood for this. I mean, as somebody who did do backbreaking labor once, not too long ago, if I came home from, like, you know, working, furniture moving or construction for 13 hours, and I came into my home and some scag came in and, like, demanded that I, like, make her bed and cook for her, I would kick the absolute shit out of her. So, yeah, once again, Disney live action remake sucks the big one. Okay. Punk says, oh, good old Pete Dingle. Yes. Peter Dinklage, who, to his credit, has fought really hard for dwarf actors to have dignity. But then he fought so hard that he basically took a high-paying gig away from 7 dwarf actors, which I just find hilarious. I mean, it's kind of like back in the 70s when, like, all the shitlibs were whining about, like, Wild West movies, and they stopped making westerns, and all of a sudden, like, all the Native American actors were out of work. Kind of the same idea. Ponythought says, half the mods to make women prettier in games gives them breasts the size of beach balls and asses a meter wide, so clearly it's not all thin women. Yes, I mean, despite what women say, it's not the men who want, like, little, like, planks of wood and the unrealistic body standards. It's women and gay men who design the clothes, just FYI. Shinseki Evans says, Rachel Ziegler is just as cockeyed as Black Ariel. Yes. Yes, she is. Yeah, this, yes, thank you, Peter Dinklage. You lifted up the tiny ladder for your peers. Actually, I've been debating this for a while. Peter Dinklage lifted up the ladder for his fellow dwarves. Now, would it be a tiny ladder for the dwarves, or would it be a larger than average ladder for the dwarves because they need more of a boost? That is a philosophical conundrum, and the world may never solve it. Wasn't I supposed to talk about The Simpsons? Yes, I will get to that right after this story. A Twitter post again went viral. It was about a really annoying wedding invitation. See if you can figure out what the problem is with this wedding invitation. I'm just going to post it now. See if you notice what the problem is here. What? Sorry. Let me fiddle with this for a bit. Okay, it's still pretty big. Just give me one more second. Okay, so yeah, this wedding invitation says, welcome to Lauren's wedding featuring Greg. On Saturday, June 22nd, 2024. Do you notice a problem here? Lauren's wedding featuring Greg. It's almost as if this woman is just getting married for her own sake, and, her husband is an afterthought. Boy, this is a one-way trip to the divorce court. Yeah, man, poor Greg. I hope Greg gets out of there soon enough. I mean, I'm just going to say, like, the Halleck nuptials were not like, Daphne's wedding featuring Larsen. That was certainly not what happened. If it was, I would have been a runaway groom. Thankfully, that did not happen. Trying to think. I know some people are saying in the Twitter thread like girls named Lauren are just bitches. I mean, I've been with two Laurens in my life. Neither of them were particularly bad. So I can't really judge. But yeah, this particular Lauren seems like a real bitch. Nick K says, run, Greg. Shinseki Evans says, I can picture what Greg looks like. Hey. C-Punk Messiah, referring to voice acting and PC nonsense, says there's also a moron who did that bad English out of Kiryu. I don't know what that is. He fought hard for people of a character's race to voice them. Oh, yeah, it was a Korean guy. I forget his name, but I remember him. Yeah. Lift up that ladder, guys. Also, yeah, screw Lauren. Not in a sexual way. And finally, we come to the title story. The Moral Judgment of Lisa Marie Simpson. Wait, I want to say her middle name is Marie. Just let me look that up. Okay, I'll look this up. Give me 1 second here. Yes, it's Lisa Marie Simpson. Yeah, Animation Twitter was in a bit of a beef over whether or not Lisa is a good person or a bad person. This all started with a Gemstar Gold saying, he was referring to the 22 short films about Springfield episode, the steamed ham episode. In that episode, Lisa gets gum and other stuff in her hair, and it gets like a massive chunk of hair ripped out of her head. She says Lisa getting to suffer an entire episode is so cathartic. People asked her, what is wrong with you? She says, I don't like insufferable characters. She then reminds everybody that Lisa Simpson has done many shitty things without any recompense. Just to cite one example, she purposely taught her little sister wrong because she couldn't stand the thought of anybody else being smarter than her. Okay. Gemstar Gold continues. She never learns. In every era of the show, she is consistently jealous and can't handle not being special and will ruin other people's chances for her own selfish reasons. I mean, I feel like it's definitely gotten worse, but I feel like she wasn't as bad in like the earlier episodes. Somebody posted a 4chan green text. Emotional Bart-centric episodes. Bart despairs about his intellectual failings and stupidity and inability to pass class. Bart is worried that he's lost his mother's love after he shoplifts. Bart sells his soul and then worries that he has doomed himself to hell. Bart falls in love with a girl who's a worse troublemaker than him and gets conflicted when he realizes that he doesn't want to be dragged down to her level. Bart pranks the town into thinking a child fell down the well and is forced to face the pain he's caused when he happens to fall down the well for real. And then emotional Lisa-centric episodes. Homer does not buy a saxophone to read for Lisa. She gets mad. Bart does not give Lisa a birthday gift. She gets mad. Lisa becomes a vegetarian, and other people don't change their beliefs to accommodate her. She gets mad. Lisa becomes a Buddhist. Other people do not change their beliefs to accommodate her. She gets mad. Lisa encounters a girl who is prettier and more intelligent than her, and she gets mad. I get that. Like, yes, Lisa's kind of an annoying know-it-all, but there are more than a few episodes in the early days where she gets deflated for being a pain in the ass. I think that's like what really kept her from being insufferable back then, where she wouldn't like suffer for her, misdoings. And then this caused a huge debate about whether or not Lisa Simpson caused like the current day, castrating girl boss. A generation of Lisa Simpsons and Lucy Van Pelts. That is a matter of debate. I think the main problem with Lisa Simpson is that a bunch of really annoying, shit libs use her as a mouthpiece, and, she can't, win. She can't lose because of that. Somebody put it best. Nowadays, she doesn't seem like a believable little girl. She sounds like a 20-year-old liberal woman bitching about her feminist worldview. And that's what makes her annoying. And yeah, people are also referring to like multiple episodes where she does go more overtly out of her way to like destroy her family's prospects. But those are later episodes where nobody gives a shit about anything beyond season 12. But yeah, like there was one thing that did annoy me. Apparently, there was some very recent episode where Billie Eilish guest starred, and Billie Eilish's character was like, "Does your father support your musical endeavors?" And Lisa's like, "No." And I was just like, "Bitch, Homer literally sacrificed the air conditioner for the house so he could buy you a saxophone. Like, he bought you a pony because you felt bad. Like, how much more do you need?" Okay, Steampunk Messiah says Kiryu was the main character for Yakuza. Shinseki Evan clarifies that Lisa's middle name is Marie. Shinseki Evan says Bart is generally a better human being. Yes, yes, he is. Yeah, this thread went on really, really long. But yes, yeah, like a lot of these examples of Lisa really being just a massive bitch, they're more in like the later, like post season 12 episodes, which I don't really consider to be The Simpsons at all. That's just the Samsons at that point. But yeah, there were a few examples in the good old days. But she did suffer for her being a pain in the ass. But yeah, I will always defend dear old rat boy before Lisa. Sure, Bart lives up to the name rat boy by chewing on the walls every now and then, but he's basically a good kid who just has some impulse issues. Yeah, people are referencing a bunch of episodes I've never even heard of. Like Shadow Mutt X says, there was an episode where Millhouse stopped being in love with Lisa and he went with another girl, and Lisa got really like bitchy about that because like Lisa got upset at Millhouse being happy, and Millhouse point blank asked her, "How miserable do I have to be for you to be happy?" Because Lisa was upset that the boy who she had no interest in was moving on from her. Yeah, I haven't seen that one. I mean, in the early days, I feel like she was a pretty realistic portrayal of a smarter than average kid who lets their ego get the best of them. I speak from my own experience. Like the episode where she genetically engineers the anabolic steroid tomato, which Bart throws at Skinner. It's like yeah, she wants to help world hunger, but she also wants like poor Indian peasants to like light prayer candles to her image. Which again, she's a child, so I can defend that to an extent. But yeah, later episodes, she seems like a total bitch. Really, I think the main problem is that the old Simpsons episodes, were really good, really emotional, and they just don't do that as good anymore. Rick says it's not like the Simpsons writers have watched The Simpsons. I mean, nowadays, certainly not. Ponythroat says The Simpsons is set in a fantasy world where a single man working an engineering job can work 40 hours and afford a family in a large non Euclidean house. And here is my beautiful, beautiful pup. Sorry, knocking over the mic. She got a haircut and she's very beautiful. Yes, I love you too, Caramel. She got tangled up in my mic. She got tangled up in my mic cords. Yeah, she's a very lovely dog. Now, Ponythrow, bear in mind that the Simpsons writers were all boomers, and they grew up in an Ubra where a man could, support a family on one income. Shinseki Evans says Lisa was best in the Tracy Ullman shorts. Yeah. No, she was good in like the early episodes where she was just like, a smarter than average kid who, like, did normal kid stuff. Like, even in the early episodes, like, they kind of made fun of her for being this, like, soapbox, like, liberal girl. But nowadays, they just kind of play it straight. And I think the character has suffered because of it. Anyway, that does it for my prepared remarks. You can say your last pieces now if you want. Okay, nobody has anything else to say. So for Larsen Halleck, this has been Larsen.